Okay, so today is November 11th of 2024, and I'm just going to be going over Friday's price action as well as today's outlook. So Friday, I expected price to draw higher. No surprise there. And we did. We drew higher here. And one of the things I kind of messed up on was the fact that after once price offers SMT, which was these lows down here, I should have just automatically started looking for longs, and I didn't. And so that kind of threw me in for a little bit. I did like I did like the price action, but I wasn't. I was a little doubtful getting long down here, which in hindsight I probably should have. And so yeah, and so I was a little skeptical about it. Again, we had SMT here, we had SMT here, then we had SMT down here at these lows down here on the 50-minute. That's first stage SMT, second stage SMT. And so that should have been enough for me to want to get long, but there was just no price action there. There was no, well, my setup wasn't there. There was no double purge or anything like that. Instead, it was just kind of sideways price action for a couple of hours. Same thing here. Here we immediately drew into the objective, so that kind of kept me from pulling any triggers early on. But one of the things I did notice was actually I think it was the 11 o'clock macro. Oh no, it was right here actually. We did have, yeah, it was during the 11 o'clock macro. We did have a double purge here, which is my type of setup when you sweep the high and then sweep the low, and then you go on to the next highs up there. Let's take a look here. Actually, it was on the 5-minute, if I'm not mistaken. Again, ES already drew into the objective, and when one of them does that, I tend to not like it. But given that that price was very strong, I should have just stuck with it. But again, right, I think it was right here. Yeah, this was during the 10 o'clock macro, right? But then you had one here. Okay, here it was. Okay, so we swept high here, then we came down here to sweep the low, and I was long, and I probably should have covered one into these highs here, but in hindsight I didn't, and I got stopped out on the rest. My stop was originally here, but then I raised my stop up here, got stopped out on that. So not a bad loss, pretty good win actually. I mean, pretty good setup there, but it just wasn't my type. So come back to the 1300 macro. The 1300 macro was actually a lot better, but I just didn't trade it anymore because given yeah, Fridays I don't like testing the waters on Fridays, so I'd rather just just watch price action, see how it works. So again, for the 1300, yeah, this one, right? No, it wasn't that one. It was right here. So for the 1300 macro, right here. Okay, so for the 1300 macro, we had price sweep this low here. This low was not swept, and so I would have gotten long here. Pretty good setup here. You get long here, actually here at the 1300 macro, and you cover at the objective once it draws into the high here with this order block right here. So pretty good setup there, but obviously I didn't take that because Friday I just, I'd rather just keep my losses to a minimum, and that's exactly what happened. So pretty good day that day. So today, what am I expecting as well as the week? I expect price to continue drawing higher, especially because of what I see on the weekly. On the weekly, we have price drew into this order block here, actually this one right here, and this to me, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking of this as a propulsion block, as well as this one right here drew into this one, and you got a propulsion block. Not only that, but look at how the weekly closed right here. It closed at all-time highs. This one closed above the previous all-time high, so that's actually pretty good. Pretty good on that. On the daily, we do have some gaps below. Right here. I'm not expecting price to trade down into these areas. Again, the draw higher, even though it was very aggressive, I'm just not seeing price draw into these areas just yet. At least not this week. So what I am expecting this week is maybe for some sort of consolidation let me rephrase that. Maybe some sort of retracement back into the new week opening gap, or this low right here into this gap here. So I will be watching those areas. On the 4-hour, I am watching this dealing range here. This is the election dealing range here. Same thing here, from the election low here when when everything started. I do have this area down here as previous day low. Same thing here, previous day low. I do believe that this may be the drawn liquidity, not today, but maybe during the week. So we'll see how price draws into that area there. I am expecting price to draw into the new week opening gap, because new week's opening gaps always act as magnets to price. The 60-minute, I don't. On the 60-minute, I am using this low and this high here. Again, you have some plenty of confluence there. We have this 4-hour order block and this new week opening gap. So I would want to see price draw into these areas here. Same thing here. Well, not same thing here, but I have this new week opening gap here. This would be the low and high of this dealing range. But as you can see, it's just not feasible. Actually, it's between this low and this high here. So again, I do have some confluence here, 4-hour gap here. Maybe this order block holds it somehow, but I am expecting price to draw into this area here. The 4-hour order block, this 4-hour order block from this right here is actually down here. And I do have a 1-hour unicorn here. So again, though I'm bullish, I would like to see a retracement into this area for then price to continue drawing higher. And here on the hourly, we do have 3 drive patterns here. 1, 2, 3, 3 drives. We just took out buy side, so I would expect price to come down here to take out sell side, maybe build some liquidity, and then draw higher. On the 15-minute, same thing. Took out buy side there. We took out sell side here. So multiple areas of sell side. We took out London high. We took out London high here as well. So we'll see what price wants to do after that. We do have SMT up here on the 1-hour and the 15-minute. So again, I'm not sure what price wants to do here. Maybe this becomes a breaker after it takes out the high, and then we come down here and sweep these lows. So I will be watching. I'm not going to jump in today until the 10 o'clock macro, or until price tells me exactly what it wants to do. So let's go ahead and connect to data. I was actually disconnected. I thought I was connected. All right. Okay. Okay, so we haven't hit the objective yet. I think maybe I do see something here in the 5-minute. We haven't taken any sell side just yet. But I do like this right here. We did build something here. Okay, so we just took out sell side here on the 5-minute. And this is buy side. A draw into 50% would be ideal. Right here. I would not get in here. I would actually wait to see what price wants to do up here. This, to me, this is a breakaway gap, it seems. This right here is a 15-minute inversion on the 15-minute. Actually, let's draw both of them. 15-minute inversion here. I also drew this one here, 15-minute inversion. We do have a void here. So either or, I do wanna see how price trades there. So if I do take a short, I will be looking for maybe some sort of SMT at those highs in between either one, because again, we do have um, SMT at these highs, first stage SMT. So I would like to see what second stage SMT looks like. If this, again, this is on the hourly. On the hourly, we have SMT. On the 15-minute, we also have it. So you have two time frames in agreement. So I would like to see price sweep this high into this imbalance up here. So two areas of pretty good area here. This would be OT, optimal trade entry. So I would not like price to sweep these lows just yet. Right. I would not like price to sweep these lows. If these lows get swept, then trade idea is over, and I won't be looking to take a trade. Because to me, this is the draw on liquidity right now. So I would like to see one more high. Maybe NQ draws into this area, causing the 50% of the range to draw a little lower, and then we were able to get short up here somewhere. Same thing here. Maybe it does draw a little lower, bringing 50% of the range down and allowing me to get in short up here. So whichever one of these two, this could ultimately also end up being a breaker block here. This right here is a 1 hour gap. So we'll see. I'm still trying to figure out what price wants to do. It does look like it's drawing lower. We have displacement lower. We have two areas of delivery here: manipulation, and now we have the rest of price action to see. But again, this to me is a draw on liquidity right now. These lows down here, the new week opening gap is a draw on liquidity. It aligns with a lot of confluence. So I would like for price to sweep this high one more time for me to draw in there. And if it happens then 9:30 macro, that would be the best course of action for me. Because what I would want to see is I would want to see fast delivery. I don't want to see, which it looks like it's doing that. So as long as time aligns and we get a fast draw up into this area, I will be looking to get short in the 311 area, and I will be using possibly these highs up here as the draw, as the what's the word, as the stop. Okay, so we do have a new low here. Let's do this. Let's draw this right here. London low. Not necessarily this. I guess we could bring this down a little, since these are all relative equal lows. All of these lows are relatively equal. These lows are relatively equal as well. So again, I would like for price to offer me some sort of pretty good entry, and if it doesn't, then that's going to sting. So we'll see. We have about a minute before the open. All right, so we just had the open there. I'm not getting short here. I wanna see price come up here on ES. Either of the two that gives me that will allow me to the opportunity to get short. Either one, whichever one of the two draws into 50%, I'll get. I'll look to short. And it looks like ES might be the one. Oh crap! I just realized I might have done something wrong. 44. Okay, so I do have some sell order. Oh, I just missed it. This is the only trade idea I have for today. So if I miss it, then I think I'll be done for the day until the afternoon session to see what price does above here. So I do have some sell orders up here, 44.75, but just waiting on price to come back up here. All right, so I'm in there, and I'm gonna add some more up here if it comes up to this area. I'm only in 2 contracts. I'm not looking to add the bulk of my orders here. I want to add the bulk up here. And my stop is above this high here. Not actually. My stop is right here. Gives me about a 2 to 1 risk reward. Looks like NQ is going to hit that. Yep, NQ just hit it. This is my first objective over here, and my last objective is down here. Just sucks that I wasn't able to get this right here. That could be second stage SMT here between. Yep, right there. Okay, so we just had price draw into that area, and the reversal is pretty aggressive. Uh, in hindsight, I probably should have ended up taking it because on the 1 minute, you could probably see something here. Yep, we took out buy side here, sell side, draws into 50% of this range. Yep, there you go. So that could have been a good entry, but again, I am looking for this high here and price to draw into these areas down here. So there is SMT at the lows. NQ swept London low. ES did not. So I am watching that area. I still have my sell order here at 8.25. So we'll see. At this point, my stop is break even now because again, this SMT down here, we are in bullish order flow, so it could easily just go back up here to take out these highs again. So I'd rather just keep it at break even, especially since I am trading the 0930 open. I raised my stop a little, raised it to 45.25, and the reason why is because of a lesson I learned. I think it was 2 weeks ago, where I brought my stop lower and I got stopped out, even though my first objective hadn't been hit yet. So I'm gonna keep. So I'm gonna stick to that rule where I leave my stop at the original area, um, and so hopefully I don't get stopped here. Um, so we'll see. If I get stopped, then that's fine because again, this is a 0930 open, and price does tend to act um, a little erratic. Yeah, that could have been 50% of the range. So I'm going to use this candle here, especially on the 5 minute. So we'll see. But again, at this point, it hasn't worked out yet. And by this point, I usually like just taking that trade off if it hasn't worked out. So it's fine if I get stopped. It'll be a tiny loss, about what, 2 points? No, 1 point. And that'll be it. Yeah, and it looks like, wow, NQ is definitely doing that. Probably shouldn't take an NQ on the 1 minute, but I just wasn't, I wasn't too sure of that trade, of that price action. So yeah, I do have to take off early today. So if this trade does not work by 9:45, then I'll just go ahead and take off. But again, I do expect the draw on liquidity to be the lows, and it looks like I'm gonna get stopped here. Just need to see how the 5 minute is gonna close. In hindsight, I probably should add more. I mean, not in hindsight, I probably should add because price is back up here at 50%. Yeah, I'm gonna do that and leave my original stop where it is. I just would like to see this wick. There you go. That's what I want to see. Just trying to get 44. All right, there you go. All right. So 44, my stop is 5.25, so that'll be about a point stop if I get stopped. Yeah, it sure looks like I might get stopped here. How come I didn't get stopped? All right. Oh, my trigger was right here at 25, but it didn't get triggered, so I'm still in there. If it draws back up there, then I think I'll actually get stopped. This could also be a second purge. Yep, it is. Right here, right here. Okay. All right, I'm going to add one more. All right, so I'm in with 5 contracts. Going to leave my stop here at the original 45.25. And that'll be it. If I get stopped, then I get stopped. And I'm risking 1 point. So now I want to see price draw lower. I don't want to see it draw higher anymore because you have one purge here, drew into the objective on the 1 minute, and then you have a second purge here. So if I get stopped, then I get stopped. But the idea is still get short, at least on the 15-minute. But if I get stopped here, then we are probably setting up for the what's that thing called? For the macro trade. The reason why, as you can see here, this 1 hour, it bounced right off consequent encroachment. So that's why I was a bit not nervous, but I kind of assumed that price would come up here. So we'll see. Okay, so I just covered 2 contracts there, and the rest is for the new week opening gap. I got my stop at break even, and this I'm watching this right here. If price closes above it, then I'll just take off the trade. But I do think that this may be a 10 o'clock macro trade. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover one more at 10 points, which is 34.25. Which is right here. Okay. All right, so I got a couple more. Just took out where we're about to take out Asia. Darn, I missed it because we already drew into. Actually, no, we missed it by one tick there. right, looks like I just hit that. Okay, good. All right, so the rest again, I'm covering one at 30, and the last one, since this gap is pretty wide, I'm going to cover it at 26.75, which is the median threshold of the, or consequent encroachment of that gap. But let me put it at 27. All right, so that'll be it. That'll be the only trade of the day because today is Monday. There is no news, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyways, that's it for the day. I'm gonna still leave the screen on until 10, but I do gotta take care of some other things. But yeah, that'll be it.